All right, so this is the second outline. This is the linear outline, which you may be more familiar with seeing. You will see these at the beginning of some research papers. Also, you may be asked by an instructor to create an outline for your work. And also, outlines are really helpful when you need to do public speaking, and it's a good way to practice also seeing your paper as a whole. But usually the linear outline is a bit more formal, and there are a couple of ways that you can go about formatting your own, and this is a very basic sketch of what your linear outline is going to look like. And again, you'll be typing this up in Word. You have options to use bullets, Roman numerals, or letters and numbers for your subcategories. And you can certainly see examples of outlines online if you Google them or look them up. So for the linear outline, you are taking the same information that you have in your spatial outline and you're presenting it in a more formal fashion. So again, you'll put your thesis at the top here, and this is your central themed idea, which you will explicate in the text of your paper. Your thesis should be a few sentences long, and it will, of course, be a debatable statement about which knowing parties may disagree. And your thesis at this point in your writing stage will and should evolve as you go through and do your research and start to write your paragraphs. Your thesis is something that you should pay attention to, especially when you've completed writing your paper, to make sure that the content of your paper reflects what it is that is stated in your thesis. And if not, you need to revise your thesis so that they are in sync with one another. So you'll put your thesis at the top. These are your three arguments or approaches, A1, A2, and A3. And for each you have your two examples, E1, E2, E1, E2, 1, 2. And here, this also helps you think about your paper in terms of movements in your paper or subcategories, etc. And so for A1, you would list the same information and perhaps even state it in a sentence or two. If you're talking about wind energy, solar energy, and hydro, you would make a statement or two about what it is that you think is important in each of these categories. Wind energy is very popular, although it does come with some controversy regarding placement, environmental impact, etc. And then you would talk about your two examples. You may talk about pros and cons here. You may talk about feasibility regarding financial possibilities, even perhaps some funding from other organizations, etc., grants that may be available. And you'll do that for each of your categories so that we see how they are related. And then your conclusion is something that you should attempt to put into your linear outline of what it is that you've been trying to say in your paper. And then as you go back and you look at your thesis and your conclusion and what's reflected in your paper, those will also evolve so that you are continuing to make sure that your paper is a cohesive unit. So again, the linear outline here, you can use Roman numeral 1, 2, and 3 capitals here, and lowercase Roman numerals here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or you can use A, B, and C, and smaller letters inside. It's up to you, but in some way your linear outline should be a more formal presentation of the work that you intend to do in your research paper. And finally, of course, the point of the outlines is not simply to make you do an exercise, but to help you stay in control of your research, stay in control of your topic, and to make sure that you are narrowing your focus to have it be manageable for you. And I've had students in the past come and say that they do outlines for all of their papers going forward, that they find it's really helpful to sort of have a map in the beginning to follow as they go throughout, and it helps them feel in control and calm and focused going forward, that you're not just writing a paper from the top down and hoping to push your way through. And again, you can skip over parts once you begin the writing stage. If you find in your outline that you need more information, you can skip over that and keep writing so that you don't get blocked in one particular area of your paper. All right.